The pay's not very good, and in fact, there's no pay at all. But there are benefits to being associated with these organizations, and you do not have to accept our invitation. And Leosin says he is correct. You guys do not need to join the organizations. It's something that we have decided to do is offer you placement into one of our organizations. And you can see that there's several other, they appear to be scholarly types inside of the room. And it looks like they're starting to organize something. There's several people also from the Harpers there. You can see that all of you have seen these symbols, around, and they're in the open. Usually, they're not, but for this occasion, you can see that there are symbols for the Harpers, and also the two plaques on the table. Which the first is the for the Harpers. The symbol. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry, for the Emerald Enclave. Now, the insignia for the Harpers is a silver harp that's nestled between the horns of a crescent moon. And in front of Ontharr and the Order of the Gauntlet, you can see that the Order's universal symbol is a gauntlet grasping a sword by the blade. And you guys know as general knowledge, mostly paladins and clerics are in the Order of the Gauntlet. However, they do take members of any profession. So you guys have been offered, positions. And you guys know that the Harpers are dedicated to furthering equality and justice and to keeping power out of the hands of those who don't deserve it. And basically, they're all conspiring, they're all working together now, these separate organizations, because of the cult. All this talk of, rising Tiamat, that was banished to the Nine Hells many, many, many years ago. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, if not longer than that. So, it's time for these organizations to merge together. And what they can offer, they cannot offer you any money, they cannot offer you any financial gain, but they can offer you help and support from the other members and allies who are spread out from Nashkel, Candlekeep, and all the way north to Neverwinter and to Mirabar. And Leosin told you that the horses that Ravafar sent you, those were taken care of by the organizations. So it's perks like those that you'll reap the benefits from.
So interesting. So they're offering us a chance to join this alliance of all these
if you
truth and
would.
justice people. If we,
Yes.
the benefit is that we can, being in this group of whatever it is, we can help recruit allies when we're in these other towns. That's what I hear you saying, right?
Not so much to say recruiting, but you will gain privileges and information that you possibly would not have been able to get if you weren't associated with these groups. However, it's like Ontharr and both Leosin tells you, you do not have to join these. So you do not need to feel obligated to join one of these. We'll still do what we can to help you. But just because we feel this way, other members in other towns like Candlekeep, Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate, they may not feel the same way. It's up
So
to
I
the
would love to
individual.
join the Order of the Gauntlet, but what are the enemies of the Order of the Gauntlet? Will I be putting myself out, walking into a town, and then suddenly there's somebody that hates my order? And I mean, obviously, some of this is secretive, but
it is.
What are the enemies that we have to worry about?
Yeah. For now, the only enemy that is really out is the cult. The different organizations have pretty much set themselves aside that you know of. There are more organizations than just these three, but these organizations, they were never enemies. These were never enemies, and not these. There's a Zentrum also. The Zentrum, they're another organization. Basically, I want to say more of a rogue guild type. I would say that the Zentrum are. So there's really no enemies right now, and all the organizations are actually working together for this. So they're trying to, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So but there were really no enemies anyway. So they're just trying.
So there's no
to fight a common cause. They're trying to.
It's not like the Teamsters where I have to.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
No.
All right, so I'm in then. I'd love to be a member of a guild, and get whatever benefits that gives. So, I guess I would be. I will pledge myself to the Order of the Gauntlet, since I'm a cleric.
Okay.
And they believe in truth and justice like I do.
Okay. So,
do I have to wear a mask and get kissed, or
no?
Is there a hazing ritual? What's going on here?
You get a symbol. So he will give you a symbol of the Order of the Gauntlet. Ontharr does.
So it's a gauntlet hand grabbing a sword, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
And I keep it hidden at most of the time.
Yes, he's wearing his open. Actually, they're all wearing their symbols openly now. But Ontharr has his on a necklace. You can see that he has his on a necklace, on a pendant around his neck.
I will also join the Order of Gauntlet.
That's 2 for me, Leosin. No, he doesn't say that. He does not say that.
Well, I would assume Rafflevar would already be tied to whatever order Leosin is involved
yes,
in.
that would. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's associated as the. Leosin is part of the Harpers. I'm sorry, I did not mean to say Emerald Enclave earlier. I meant to say the Harpers.
Alrighty then.
So you are part of the Harpers. How about Zelos or Kensa? You guys do not have to join, so don't feel...
Zelos.
You don't have to feel...
There's a lot of peer pressure.
Joining.
There's a lot of peer pressure. Everybody's smoking, so you're like, hey, I don't know if I should be doing this. Gosh, I guess I'll join the Harpers. Let me have a drag of that.
And Zelos looks at Ontharr and Leosin and states that he feels it would be advantageous for the party to be have representatives in all three groups. However, the Zentrum are not represented here at this meeting. May I be associated with one of the three orders until I can make contact with the Zentrum and associate myself with their order.
That's possible. We could talk about that in the future for sure, Zelos. And in fact, I will probably have someone reach out and contact you if that is what you desire. That would be pretty cool.
I think that is what I would like.
Have Zelos
Most of all, I would like to associate with
a network spy
with my kind and my guild.
Kensa?
I say I
The
cannot
pro dart
associate
thrower.
myself. I cannot
Understood.
associate with myself with either, as I am already associated with my tribe, and I would not want to complicate things with them.
We respect that.
Maybe we all should associate with Kensa's tribe. That would just really throw a wrench into the plans.
You don't have to join any of these. This is just something that they're offering you on the side because you never know. You know.
Absolutely. You know, when we
Contacts.
played that last game, when we played that game on Thursday, I wanted to join a guild the entire time, remember?
Yeah.
So I'm going to just jump at the chance now.
Yeah, and you know, all of you, you do get symbols for your respective, you know, like the Order of the Gauntlet. You guys get your, you know, the symbols of your gauntlet grasping a sword, and everyone that's joining the Harpers, you guys get. Let's see.
Plus, when there's a guild raid, like there is in Warcraft.
Yeah,
oh, no, wait,
the
sorry,
silver
wrong
harp.
game.
Yeah, you get when you join the Harpers, you get the silver harp. That's what you have. Rafavar, you have a silver harp nestled between the horns of a crescent moon.
So don't get that confused with the Harpies, which is a whole different group together.
And they both tell you there's times where you can wear your symbols in the open, but it's not particularly recommended, especially in larger towns. And if you know of a certain town that does have a large network of your order, then it shouldn't be a problem with you wearing your symbol in the open. So, let's discuss the missions, shall we?
Bring it.
So once again, they thank you, and Leosin tells you that the Harpers, both the Harpers and the Order of the Gauntlet, they know that the cult is amassing this massive treasure and shipping it north. Where exactly the treasure is going is what they want to do with it are the next two questions that need to be answered. And both of the Order representatives here, both Ontharr and Leosin, would actually like you to join the caravan as they get to Baldur's Gate. And they tell you that within the next week or so, the caravan is expected to reach Baldur's Gate. And they would like you to join that caravan and accompany it on its journey. And there's, you know, several ways that, you know, Ontharr is telling you there's several ways that you can go about doing this. You could.
So let me just ask a quick
Yes.
question, Ontharr. Are you
Yes.
saying that you want us to join the cultists caravan that's on its way to Baldur's Gate?
Yes, we do.
Like kind of infiltrate it?
Yes, that is correct. And what we want you to do is there's several ways that I cannot go there. They would know who I am. They would know who Leosin is. You know, they possibly may know who you are. That's a chance, but we have no other alternatives. So there's two things that you can do. Well, there's multiple things that you can do. First off, you could probably get yourselves hired as guards, if not by the cult wagon masters themselves, then by the other merchants who are traveling in the same direction at the same time, making one large caravan. There are many merchants that you know, accompany. They basically merge these, you know, trains together and make larger caravans. You know, there are dangers on the road, but the more, you know, the more wagons there are means the more guards, the more people, and it's less likely for any trouble, you know, bandits or whatnot. You may be able to, you know, be hired by a merchant.
Question:
Yes, Elos.
is the caravan made up of more than just the cultists, or is it strictly the cultists in this caravan?
No, it will start out as the cultists, but if any caravan leaves, there's always more wagons waiting for a large amount of wagons to leave. So we expect that there will be merchants waiting there to leave. The merchants will not leave by themselves. They wait for other organized caravans to leave the city, and that's when they leave as well. So
I see. It's kind of like a protection thing.
Exactly.
So it's just like they all kind of travel together to keep bandits or something from hitting people one at a time.
That is correct.
So you said that we could get hired as guards for the wagon masters or the merchants. So that's something that we could probably put together. And what was the other thing that you said that we could do? You said there were like 2 or 3 things.
You could possibly, I mean, I'm sure there are other ways that you could probably think of. I mean, you could possibly even maybe buy a wagon and pose as merchants yourselves. I mean, there's plenty of alternatives to become associated with this caravan. I mean, you could get hired as guards by the actual cult. If they do not hire you, then maybe one of the merchants will, or you could pose. There's all kinds of things that you could do, my friends, to get involved into this caravan. But timing is key.
Assuming that we do infiltrate this caravan, what precisely do you request of us?
Well, I am getting to that point, but timing is an issue, Zealous. You have to be there. If the caravan gets there early, the caravan probably won't stay for more than a day or 2 days, because they are heading north. So they will travel the Coastway Road. They will probably go up, visit many, and like I said, guys, you guys have a map on this, on the way that this caravan's traveling to. It's 500 miles to Baldur's Gate, but then they're traveling all the way north. I mean, they're traveling north from Baldur's Gate. They're going all the way up towards Dragon Spear up here. And then
have we shared this
they're going
information
past the Daggerford. Then they're going past they're going past Waterdeep, and they are continuing to they're going north.
So once we get hired on, then our 2 main things, we need to find out where they're massing this. I mean, we know they're massing all this money. You said you want to know where are they taking it, and you wanted to know what they intend to do with all this money. So how do we contact these people? I mean, we're going to be infiltrated in this. We're going to be part of this caravan, and we'll probably stop at Baldur's Gate. Then it might move on. How do we keep in contact with you and to let you know what the situation is?
Well, that's what we'll have, other messengers and contacts that will probably be getting in contact with you as well. So we'll be able to trade correspondence.
Oh, sweet. I hope birds. I love birds. But it's just me. I
do too. Chicken's good.
Oh my God.
Yo!
Dave, have we shared this information about the map with them?
You can if you'd like. You haven't seen Leosin. So.
And the note. And
If
this
you'd like
note
to.
here.
If you would like to.
I kind of
you
like to look at the group and kind of call them in for a huddle.
Oh, sweet. Am I included in this huddle, even though I didn't get this map?
No, you're not. No.
No!
Stay away,
Bang!
you pussy.
Everybody, come here. Tiberius, you stay there. Yeah,
So,
I'll tell you what. I agree with what you said. I think we need to share everything with these guys. We just pledged to their, or most of us pledged to their groups. So we should probably have a little bit of trust between us. That's just me.
Definitely, I have no problem. I'm thinking more in terms of how we're going to do this, and you need to keep in mind that there are people in that caravan that have seen Misty and Zelos up close and personal.
Well, let's disguise them. I mean, we can get somebody ought to be good with disguises. We can do something. And honestly, of all the ideas that he had that they were talking about in Infiltrate, I think the one that'll make us move the fastest would probably be just get on horseback and hire ourselves in as guards of this, and that way we can move quickly and get in as guards instead of having to have a wagon and drag it on for forever and have to get a wagon and all kinds of equipment and all this other crap.
Yeah, because your map basically stops up here by the Mirror of Dead Men. So I mean that is a massive journey, man. From Baldur's Gate, where you guys are going to be getting on with this. This is a massive, massive trip. I mean, it is. It's Oops. You guys go ahead and RP it out. I'm going to get a total distance for a rough estimate.
In my humble opinion, if we're not trying to catch, it would be very difficult to infiltrate the caravan before it gets to Baldur's Gate. But at Baldur's Gate, we have the opportunity to be on the north edge of town with a horse and with horses and a wagon, and to join that caravan as merchants. And perhaps we can keep Misty and Zelos in the wagon out of sight.
Yeah, but didn't they say that they wanted us to get there before they got to Baldur's Gate? I mean, obviously, I'm just throwing this out there. If we did it before we got to Baldur's Gate, by the time we get to that humongous city, we'll be seen as part of the group. If we wait till we're in Baldur's Gate, you know how many people they might not trust?
But merchants join caravans all the time. Here's a caravan going north. We're a wagon. We are merchants.
Yeah, that's what Ontharr just told you. I mean, the best thing would be to just wait till the caravan gets there and just join. I mean, they're going to be traveling another 650 to 750 miles. So you're going to be traveling almost another month going from Baldur's Gate to the Mirror of Dead Men. And sure, there's going to be lots of stops on the way, and Ontharr is going to tell you this. You know, they're going to be pretty much stopping at about every major town, from, Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep, and then some. So there's going to be lots of stops.
Hopefully, every stop will be an opportunity to exchange messages with Ontharr and Leosin.
So I'm good with what you're saying, Zelos. But one of the things that you brought up already is what happened. They might know you because you guys were made yourselves known to them. So keeping that in mind, does anyone in the group have any kind of deception skill or disguise kits or anything along those lines that could help us? I mean, I don't have to worry about me, and I mean, Misty can, shapeshift into an aardvark or something. Who knows? But I've said Misty, but I mean Kensa can shapeshift into like an aardvark or something. So that's not so big of a deal. But I want to know what kind of disguises do you guys have for the? I don't want to die just walking in the middle of this thing.
I don't have to just use disguise at all. All I have to say is that I'm paddling on a pilgrimage, looking for work.
An aardvark.
Whatever. I mean, I don't know. It would probably be a giant aardvark, knowing D&D.
And this is my pet aardvark.
Aardvarks rock. I mean, they eat ants. They got those ginormous tongues. Come on.
That's anteaters.
Whatever. Aren't they the same thing?
No.
Oh my God. I didn't get my... I thought the aardvarks and anteaters were the same thing. My bad.
Leosin asked you if Misty was one of the ones that also perished. I
we assure him
to see Misty.
We assure him that Misty is behind us, and we expect her to catch up momentarily.
Ah, that is good. So she is meeting you here. She's meeting you here at Elturel?
Yeah, she should be no more than a day or two behind.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe next week.
You have, you still have about a week before the caravan's supposed to be arriving at Baldur's Gate. So, we're going to charter you a river ride down the Chinthaur River.
Uh,
It
Ooh,
will
I
Dave?
love river rides.
yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and share the map and the note
Okay.
to the group, to the
Okay.
parties.
So they both look at it, and they said that their intelligence was right, and they asked you, "Where is this? What you found inside of the camp?
In
Was
the
this at the
cave.
camp?
Well,
Did
the
they leave this behind?"
group.
Found this in the cave at the back of the camp. This was in a desk in a room where we feel that Fularn had her office.
Oh, so you confronted Frularn.
We did not have the chance. She escaped before we were able to. We lost party members. She
Yes.
escaped before we had the chance to confront her.
It is good she left in haste, because our assumptions were right. Our intelligence was right. We thought that the caravan was going to be arriving in Baldur's Gate, which is very good. We were off by about a day or two, but after Baldur's Gate, they were going to make a trip to Waterdeep, and then up north, even higher to the Mere of the Dead Men. So, our intelligence.
Is there like not a
was
better
right.
name for that? Near the Dead Men just seems a little.
Man.
Just seems like not a good place to be heading towards.
I
Just
like it.
FYI.
A lot of these places aren't.
I like the Mirror of Dead Men. I think it's
It
a
has
Wood
a,
of the Sharp
has a really
Teeth.
eerie sound.
Skull
It does.
Gorge, Battle of Bones, Hill of Lost Souls. I mean, these guys are so cheerful.
I know. I'd
Dungeons
like to
and
go to like
Dragons.
Happy Town or Candyland or something like that. That seems a little better to be going towards.
So they're going to charter you
Candy Mountain.
a river boat ride. It will take you 3 days. You have the option to leave tomorrow. If Misty does not get here tomorrow, then I recommend that you should not wait any longer, and you should probably take the ride the next day. The Enclave, well, I'm sorry, the Harpers, the Order of the Gauntlet, and the Enclave, they're going to pay your river raft fees, which will be 50 gold per person for the 3-day trip. They will take care of that for you. So
Yeah, first class.
this flows directly from Elturel to Baldur's Gate, and it goes downstream. It will take no longer than 3 days. So you can expect that the riverboat will tie up overnight, pretty much for safety, so it doesn't run a float on the bank and capsize. I've already arranged your tickets to be purchased, and you'll have the choice to go tomorrow or the next day whenever your friend Misty arrives in Elturel.
If she does not arrive tomorrow or the next day, we will travel ahead on again. Is there anywhere that you suggest we stay in Baldur's Gate? You can tell her where we will be there, and she can follow and meet us there as well.
Hey, I'm from Baldur's Gate. You could stay with my dad.
Oh no.
Oh,
No,
you
no,
were from Baldur's Gate.